Welcome back, everyone. I'm Zell, and today we're looking at the Naja. This is a new one from Civivi, a part of We Knife Company. And I know we looked at the packaging on the other two, so we'll look at it real quick. They come in a nice little white box with all the information on the side. They say Civivi right there, even say Naja kind of right there. Civivi on the end, but really nice box comparative to the competition. And inside the box you have the carpet lined little zip case, and it is smaller than a regular zip case from We, and the Civivi brand little information card. And it's a single knife case, doesn't have any pockets in it. Don't need to go any deeper than that, we've already done that. And then we have the Naja. I'm having a problem pronouncing it too, boys and girls. But anyhow, what we get here is it's definitely the most machined and fancified one of the new Civivi knives. Let me pull up our information sheet so I can follow along with you. And we have a closed length of 4.73, a handle thickness of 0.58. It's also the thickest knife, and the spine to spine height is also the tallest at 1.77. I had to read that twice. Sorry about that. And we have an open overall length of 8.42 and an edge length of a blade length of 3.72 and an edge length of 3.4. Blade stock thickness of 120 thousandths and a weight of 5.23 ounces because this is quite the big beast. Grip length of, that is me, guys. It's not the knife because it works fine. My fingers just goobered up. We'll try that again. And it has a grip length of, hey, what do you know? Of 3.81. And we'll talk about this all in a little later. So let's look at the outside. Naja is a genus of snakes of the king cobra variety, if I remember correctly. If not, somebody correct me down there. Give me a link to the Wikipedia article or something. But part of the reason is the milling on the outside of the scale. And the cool part about the milling here is we have that blade shape that kind of mimics the Balanoptera, right? Yep, it does. Very similar blade, but the Balanoptera was overly grippy. That's putting it lightly. This is not. This is a very nice grippy. The gripitude here is just really, really good. We'll talk more about that as we go along, but I want you to get a look at the outside of it and how well they milled that in. And this is also a testament to what they're doing with the G10. They have went to a softer G10. It is not the stuff they use on the D2 knives. However, it's not so soft that they can't mill it out and have it hold its shape. So it's not the rubbery G10. So pretty darn nice if you ask me. Got a couple of little choily areas there. A third one back here. Pretty good looking. And let's do some size comparison. Why not? And well, we're going to get all the stupid stuff out as usual. Let me see if I can find them all here, because I've been doing videos and they run away. And there is the SMF, the big strider, the SNG, which is the 3.5-inch strider. And just put those out there for fun because, well, you know, not everybody gets to see those every day. So there you go. We have a Gent from Mass Drop, a Spyderco Delica, and a Rat Model 1. Anything else we want to get out here before we go to the other stuff? I think we're good there. Oh, we could throw this guy out just for fun. Liang Ma XV. Really cool knife there. And here are this guy's sisters, brothers, whatever you want to call them. Siblings, there we go. Praxis Backlash. And that must be the backlash I've been carrying because it's set up for left-hand carry. It is. Have two of them right now. One of them's a prototype. This is a prototype, and this is, I guess we should get this one out here because it's an actual production model. And that is the family right there. So the Naja is the big dog, the big one, the thick one, the big tall blade. And how does that affect the blade? Let's find out. So we got this big tall hollow grind. We got, oh, I still don't think we have that. Maybe, but no, I don't really think we have a recurve in it. I think what we've got is a blade coming down here and then pulling back just a little bit. So not really a technical recurve, but maybe. I don't think so. But we got this really high hollow grind. We got a big crown. So, I mean, look at that swedge. That swedge is cool. They're on both sides of the knife. That is a cool swedge. Love it. And nice flats here. Now, just like all the other knives, we have a similar or same finish all the way across. That is a fingerprint magnet. And it is a blade of 9CR18 MOV. And I'm going to go hoarse talking about this. But 9CR, yeah, the steel in the knife falls somewhere between 440B and 440C. More towards the 440C side. We is hardening it up to about 59. And I've used a backlash for, I don't know, however long since Blade Show. I've used one off and on. And I have not been upset with the steel. In fact, where is that one? It's this one right here. I have not even needed to sharpen it. All I've done is strop this guy, and I've been happy with the working sharpness. Now, I have not tried to put a fine edge on it and see how long that lasts. We'll have to, we'll have to do that and see. But for now, I wanted you guys to be able to get a look at the knives. But, so 9CR18 MOV. We got a little bit of jimping up here, and overall, it's a really beautiful blade. Big, tall blade. In fact, let's see how tall that blade is. We need to take a behind the edge measurement anyhow. So we're over an inch tall. So that's a lot of flat grind there. So let's see how that comes out whenever we're talking about behind the edge. And that's about where we come out behind the edge. So, as always, less than 20 thousandths. Not going to try to nail that measurement down because, as we've talked about many times, that measurement changes as you sharpen the knife. Even on hollow ground knife, it'll actually get some knives that are perfectly hollow ground, it'll actually get smaller before it gets bigger. Interesting stuff there, eh? Yeah, and I'm not Canadian, but hey, why not? So, let's go to our pause and read card. We'll lay this guy down here on the bunny rabbit and go to the pause and read card and come back and talk about the mechanical bits. Alright, the mechanical bits. We've been through this before, but we are stainless throughout. We have a T8 laying over here. It didn't get away from me this time. And there's our Weehaw, and I didn't do it reasonably tight there. Let's go back to one of the screws. Screw there, reasonably tight. All of them fairly deep. The screws, I'd like them a little bit deeper, but they're deeper than most, so I'm not going to complain too much. And we've got good solid lockup down in there. And the liners are well skeletonized all over the place in there. And we'll take one of these apart here pretty soon and get a look at it. And we do have this wild coating. This one happens to be kind of a gold bronze thing over that stainless. And that is just cool. I know people are like, yeah, I don't like it. You know what? I don't agree with you. I think it's pretty cool. Anytime you can get a coating that is that smooth and looks that good over a piece of stainless, one, it's amazing to get it done. Secondly, it always looks great, especially in blue. Anyhow, so that is it in a nutshell mechanically. It is nothing, I mean, it's not special, but it is special. I mean, wow. Whenever I say it's not special, there's nothing in there that we're not getting anywhere else. We've got bearings in there. We've got a good detent ball in there. We've got everything just where it should be. The difference is in how they put it together. And as you've seen by now, if you watched all 3 videos on these knives, 4 videos now, I guess, on these knives, they just work. And they work so beautifully that at their $42.50 to $50 that they're going to be asking for them, they're worth that mechanically. And then they put a reasonable steel in them, and it makes for a steel. I mean, it really does. All right, so let's get to ergonomics, because you guys can look at that handle and know that I'm going to fuss some about ergonomics. All right, so whenever I look at this handle, what I see is my Manix 2 lightweight. Not quite the same, obviously. In fact, not quite the same at all, but somewhat similar curves. And that's very much the feel I get whenever I put it in hand this way. And even in hand this way. And even here. Getting up on it. Getting up on the blade, there's so much blade there. I mean, you could hold the whole blade and not even touch the handle and be just fine. But here's the thing. I have medium-large hands. I've got a little bit of space back here. So a full large is probably going to fit just fine. Extra large, you know, you guys with the really big hands, it's going to be starting to push on length. Now, we do have grip length of nearly, it's 3.81, so it's nearly 4 inches from here to the tip of this. But, you know, measurements and then putting your hand around it are 2 different things. But, you know, be aware of that. If you have smaller hands, heck, it's great. No problems there. That swell in the middle, just like a Manix 2, is just freaking awesome. Makes for good holding of the knife. It's just that hook at the other end that could be suspect if you have very large hands. Now let's grab the jeans and throw it in the pocket and see what we come up with there. We have the same pocket clip that we have on all of the Civivi knives. And we have basically the same effect. We have maybe a slight bit more of this knife sticking out. Now, this pocket clip, I haven't had any issue with it yet, though it does kind of stick up. And that worries me. However, I said I haven't had any issues with it yet. Not saying I won't, because, you know, those things don't just happen every day. Sometimes it might take a few weeks before you run into one of those issues where something gets lifted out of your pocket. But the one important thing here with the texture on this knife is, yeah, it's a little harder to get it in the pocket, a little harder to get it out of the pocket, but it's not so textured up that you can't do it or there's going to be just ripping the heck out of your pockets, because this G10 has been, they learned their lesson with the Balanoptera. It has been slightly softened, slightly chamfered all the way around, and that, my friends, is a beautiful thing. And the Naja from Civivi Knives. Guys, just like the last one, I'm really perplexed as what to close these videos out with, because I really think that these Civivi knives are going to be great for so many of you. They're going to be great for that knife to, you know, buy half a dozen of them and stick them everywhere. Or something I said a long time ago whenever we were talking about the difference between the Spyderco Delica and its bird equivalent, which Meadowlark 2, I think maybe. If all I could get was a VG10 Delica, I would buy 3 or 4 Meadowlark 2s, I think is the right knife, and keep them sharp over buying one Delica. And this is another knife, not just this one, but all of them. This is another deal where you have a highly stainless blade. Does it mean it's completely stainless? No, that steel does not exist, except unless you want to buy some of the stuff that Spyderco's doing. The LC200N and stuff. In general EDC, the completely stainless steel does not exist, but this is 18% chromium. That is about as stainless as you're going to get in normal steels that are not nitrogen infused. And they're at that less than $50 price point, which again leads into things like I may really like my Strider SNG, and it may really be the knife that I want to carry out there every day. But if I am in a work environment where things get lost, stolen, and those sorts of things, I can buy 2 or 3 of these. I can keep one that's sharp in the truck or in my locker, if you have a locker, or something like that, and always have a good knife and not spend a lot of money. And I'm still working out where these fit in the big realm of things. If you guys can help me with that, please do. Put it down in the comments, because I can think of a lot of places, and I should have put a practice out there, shouldn't I? There we go. But you guys are the ones that are going to be using them. I've got a lot of knives around here, and I'm going to use this one, but I'm not a good one to figure out where they need to be used. What? Sure, but not where. So please let me know where you would like to take one of these Civivi knives and put it to good use. And guys, everyone have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and click that little bell so you don't miss any of the videos. And I will see you next time.